Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome back to Sunshine Acres. Jason here. Welcome to the kiln. Today is going to be, as we inch along towards this kiln being in operation, today is going to be the video that we show all the interior finishes. So we're going to get started with the floor surface. And we are fortunate enough to have our good buddy Ryan owns a waterproofing company, and he has graciously given us the material. I'll key you in here in a little bit as far as what we're using, but it'd probably be hard for me to recommend this to anybody else out there. I asked our buddy Ryan quick, I was like, what's this cost? And just for material only, you're probably in the $15 square foot range, which really is astronomical for probably what we're doing here. But he had leftover material, so we're able to get a hold of it and really put a nice floor in this container, as long as I don't screw it up. So this is not my forte of mixing stuff up. I kind of wish Miss Kara was here to keep me straight a little bit, but it's also good to expand a little bit. We all need to do that, right? Get outside of our box, get outside of ourselves a little bit, do things that make us a little uncomfortable. That's what makes us better in life. So the other items we're going to be doing in this video after we get this top coat done is we're going to have the spray foam insulation guys are coming next week, and they'll do all the walls and the ceiling, get 2 inches of spray foam on there so that everything will be nice and insulated. And then the third thing we need to do on this video is run the baffle system, the drop down curtain down the middle of those 4x4s that we installed on the ceiling. So we'll get all 3 of those items done, and then the inside will be ready to go. So come along, we'll get started on this floor. So for this floor installation, we are going to be using a Tremco Vulcan Extreme Wearing System. That's this guy right here. And to install this, there's 3 phases. You have a prime coat, a base coat, and a top coat. And in this case, we're probably actually gonna do 2 top coats. So we're gonna do 4 applications. The primer and the top coat all run at about 90 gallons. No, 90 gallons, holy smokes. 90 square feet per gallon. So we are an 8x20 container, 160 square feet. We'll round up a little bit to make the math easy, call it 180 and go a little heavy. So we'll be doing 2 gallons of primer per coat, and then we go to the base coat, which is only 20 square feet per gallon. So we're gonna be upping that a lot. So we'll probably use a full, I think we've got 5 gallons here of that. It's a little bit light, but for the purpose of what we're doing, that's what we got. That'll be good. And then we'll do 2 top coats. The first coat at 90 square feet per gallon, and then the second one at 65 square feet per gallon. So it's just gonna step down a little bit, and in every one of these steps, that small bucket over there, we have a small amount of initiator. So you agitate the material, then we'll put the initiator in, we'll agitate both of them, apply it, let it cure, go to the next step. So we'll be doing 4 rounds of this. I'm not gonna bore you with all the details, and like I say, I'm not super confident in my skills on this, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we're gonna get started mixing. All right, so we got her dried out, cleaned up, and we're gonna start with the primer. We're gonna do 2 gallons of that with 75 grams of initiator. We're gonna agitate the primer only for 2 minutes. Add the initiate. Holy cow, I can't say that. Add the initiator and then agitate it for another 3 minutes with this guy. And then we're gonna roll it on. Here we go, wish us luck. about 1,000% sure that is not what's supposed to happen there. So I just put a call into my buddy Ryan, kind of see what I did wrong. But yeah, it started gumming up. I don't know if that'll show up on camera. It started getting really heavy, thick, and then I turned around and this guy was just smoking, and it all gelled up. So we'll figure it out. May have to get the experts in. All right, so we see our cooked up mess I got here. Ooh. I'm glad we're outside. That stuff is potent. So I figured out what I did. Obviously put way too much activator in. You saw I actually had this guy humped over. I thought I had the scale set right. It may not be calibrated or whatever, but I had a full cup of this, and in actuality I need you see that? That's a 4 ounce mark. I need like half of that. So I was probably times 25 too much activator. So we'll back up, punt, redo this one, and hopefully that works out better. Like I said before, this is not my area of expertise, but we're gonna get it done. Come on. All right, so we made that second round of primer using what I thought was probably a more appropriate amount of initiator. It's still gelled up on me. Oops. It's still gelled up on me. I got probably a gallon of it down. I got the whole thing covered. It looks to be like it's got a nice shell on it. I tried to call my buddy Ryan just to check in. It's probably just a matter of I can't put it down fast enough. So I think what I'm going to do is just move on to the base coat and just make a 1 gallon batch, just a shot of the initiator, and go from there. Like I said, this is very apparent. This is not what I should be doing for a living. And at the end of the day, it's a shipping container. So we're just trying to protect the floor. I know these are good materials. As long as they don't flake off or anything. If they do, we'll refinish it later. But yeah, we're going to proceed. Like I said, we're just going to do 1 gallon batches. 1 gallon batch of base coat, and I'm going to go as fast as I can and put this stuff down and go from there. But come on. Okay, so that went much better. I don't know if I had the proportions right or not, or if it'll hold up, but that went on pretty slick. So see, it's got that white pigment to it now. I assume that's gonna cure out clear, but we'll give this guy an hour or so and come back and check on it. All right, so that's been well over an hour, probably an hour and a half. It's still yeah, it's still pretty tacky, so it's going to be a minute before that goes. And Miss Kara and I actually are, at the time we're filming this, heading out of town today, so I got to get going. All right, so it's been 4 days now since installing. Is that right? Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, 4 days since we installed the base coat. That's 1 gallon of base coat. Had Miss Kara look at it. She's a chemist by trade, so trust her judgment with applications of product like this. She thought it was pretty good. Just keep adding products, so we'll do 1 gallon batches. But in the meantime, I've actually got the spray foam insulation guys coming today. So I'm gonna temporarily just cover this up quick with some floor paper, and then let the insulation guys get after it today, and I'll show you all that. All right, so we got the spray foam installations done yesterday. It looks like it's drying really well. That was a quick, easy for me because I didn't have to do anything. So the guy showed up. It was hard to get much footage in there, But you saw what I did get. They kind of closed the entire container up and worked through this hole here. So I don't want to be in their way. Let them do their job. So all that went well. That's good to go. Now it's time to get back on this floor. We've got 1 gallon of base coat down on it now. I talked with Miss Kara. I talked with Mr. Ryan. I feel good about the game plan moving forward. They said keep adding the base coat. We're going to go in 1 gallon increments. And instead of putting it in the pan and trying to roll out of it, I think that was taking too long. So we're going to just dump it out and then kind of mop it around with the roller and go from there and just do smaller batches of that, if you will. I know Ryan told me when his guys are doing it, they're doing a lot bigger area. They've got more guys on hand. So they want it to pop and they want it to cure quickly. We have the luxury of a little bit of time. So we have a smaller batch and go from there. So we'll probably do at least 2-3 rounds, more base coat. Hopefully that'll dry. I don't know if we'll get the top coat today or if that happens tomorrow, but we'll see. Come along. That's cured out, good enough for the top coat. So the same thing, we're gonna put, do 1 gallon batches and probably 2 of those, maybe a third for a second layer on top of that. But we're gonna just get 1 top coat over top of this and see what we got. Okay, so that unfortunately is going to be it for this video. I was going to try to get the baffle system put on, but the sun's shining right now, but we just got through Hurricane Helene, and that basically kind of shut us down the last couple days. We did not get hit here at Sunshine Acres as bad as some people around us, and definitely, like I just talked to my mom, she lives an hour and a half west of us and closer to the mountains, and they definitely got hit worse than we did. They're out of power, trees down everywhere. We got a few branches down, some debris, definitely had some rain and some strong winds. I just actually got back from a neighbor's house as well. He had a big oak tree fall across his driveway. So we got that cut up and just pushed out of the way for now. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. Like I said, I apologize for not getting the baffle in. I think we'll end up putting the baffle and the moisture meter system, probably do those 2 things in a separate video because they're getting delayed and pushed out. So we want to keep these going. So that's it for this video. We've got all the insulation put in on the walls and ceilings, and all that went well. Hired that out, and you saw that part of the video. All that looks good. Got the floors done. I mean, from a logistical standpoint, that was a total debacle. I'm kind of embarrassed for my buddy Ryan and Miss Kara even to see it. I baked in some footprints under some layers, but it is functional. From this hurricane, from that opening, water blew in and it beat it up nice and just puddled up on the floor like it should. I just was able to sweep it out. So from a functionality standpoint, it works just fine, even though I totally botched putting it down and mixing up those chemicals and cooking a block and all that stuff. But we're not gonna be doing that for a living. So we got the floor down, it's good to go. Next video you're gonna see is getting power to this building, getting power to the kiln, and mounting the kiln to the structure. At that point, we're gonna be good to go, and we're gonna start drying some wood. So that's where we're at. Everything's getting real close. It's getting exciting around here. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. Leave a comment, hit subscribe, tell your mama, tell your friends. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you.